welcome to Beyond Kalidasia, the official internet television show of Legends of Kalidasia. I'm Jason, the creator of the game. In just a minute, we'll take a look at a battle report featuring a new class of warship, the Surakari Gun Boat, which will be available in the Surakari fleet packs in October. But before then, we got a few quick news items to go over. So for the first news item, we're going to talk about kind of a minor product release, I guess, which would be the Heragul Empire t-shirt, the one that I'm wearing right here. You can find that for sale on the products page over at kalidasia.com/products. Now the next news item is that Kalidasia Media Productions will be attending the Yukon Gaming Conference on the campus of the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor. Now, this occurs from November 12th to the 14th. We're going to have an exhibitor booth set up during all the times the exhibitor hall is open. And while I'm still working on some of the details, hopefully I'll be running a game or two of Legends of Kalidasia. Probably the biggest announcement though is what I've got holding in my hand, which are the prototype figures for Legends of Kalidasia. I showed off a Surakari battlecruiser, a Surakari destroyer, and a pair of Surakari interceptors. Now these are prototype figures, so things will change by the time they're finally released. And as of now, I have no release date or pricing information set. My goal is still to get out the warships and fighters from Rise of the Surakari by the end of the year. Now let's move on to the battle report. This particular battle report not only shows off the new Surakari gunboat, which will be part of the Surakari fleet pack to be released in October, but also it should give you a pretty good idea of how Legends of Kalidasia plays in terms of tactics, style of play, and things like that. This particular scenario comes from the Battle of Minix 6, where 6 Surakari gunboats ambush and destroy a pair of command battlecruisers belonging to the Heragul Empire. Now in terms of force setup, the Surakari brought about 100 points versus the Heragul only having 75. So this battle is definitely in favor of the Surakari, because obviously the idea is to show off the Surakari gunboat, but still it should give you an idea of how the tactics of Legends of Kalidasia play out. Now you can see here in the aftermath of the turn 1 picture what I mean when I say Legends of Kalidasia has a new movement system which enhances movement tactics and dissuades slow-moving gun lines. Within one turn, the fleets are already in firing range, and most of their guns are firing back and forth at each other. In addition, the Surakari have already broken up. You can only see 3 of the gunboats in this picture because the other 3 are already doing a bit of a flanking maneuver to begin executing their swarm attack. So in terms of what damage was dealt, 3 of the Surakari gunboats fired on one battlecruiser, the other 3 fired on the other, doing moderate damage to each of the 2 battlecruisers, and the 2 battlecruisers responded by each firing with their own gunboat and doing pretty heavy damage to those 2 gunboats. In the middle, you've got some fighter action going back and forth, so both sides suffered fairly substantial amounts of fighter casualties. You can see here from the turn 2 aftermath picture a really good idea of how the Surakari tactics often work. When they use lots of small ships, what they try to do is swarm the enemies from all sides. They do this for 2 reasons. One, this gives you a little bit of control over which warships are going to get attacked, so you can kind of spread the damage out across your fleet somewhat equally. Also, by attacking your enemies from behind in Legends of Kalidasia, you get a bonus to your hit rolls. So the end result is you're going to do more damage from behind your enemy than you would if you charged them from the front. Now in terms of how this turn is playing out, you've obviously got the Surakari hitting the Heragul from all sides, and the battlecruisers are starting to take some noticeable damage, including numbers of critical hits. Of course, it is costing the Surakari quite a bit. As you can see in the left-hand side here, one of their gunboats has a little damage token on it, which is the way I mark the fact that a warship's engines have been taken out. Now in turn 3 here, you can see how the Surakari continue to outmaneuver the Heragul. 4 of the Surakari gunboats are attacking a single Heragul battlecruiser, while the other battlecruiser goes off and chases the remaining gunboat. At the same time, it's being harassed by a couple Surakari interceptors, which are now launching precision strikes against that battlecruiser to do damage to things like its engines, reactors, weapons, sensors, that kind of stuff. So this is a really bad position for the Heragul to be in for a couple of reasons. One, you've now got 4 gunboats firing at one battlecruiser, which is going to do substantial damage to that battlecruiser and probably cripple it. But also, the Heragul have lost a lot of their fighter escorts, almost all of them actually, which leaves them very vulnerable to the Surakari gunboat's plasma missile batteries. Now turn 4 is pretty much where you can see how everything's kind of fallen apart for the Heragul. The Surakari gunboats are kind of blowing past the one battlecruiser to engage the other one, because the one on the left in the image there, well, it's basically destroyed. It has a few structure points left, but all its weapons and sensors and things have all been taken out, and it's relatively useless at this point for the Heragul. So as the remaining 4 gunboats concentrate firepower on the second battlecruiser, they'll probably take that one down just in one turn here, especially when all the plasma missile batteries strike it. So by turn 5, the game is over. Both battlecruisers were finished off in turn 5, leaving 3 Surakari gunboats intact, and a 4th one that has its engines destroyed. Also, its reactors taken out. So this game were to have continued, that little gunboat there that's got the little burning token on it would have drifted into that asteroid and been destroyed. Well, there you go. That's a quick battle report for Legends of Kalidasia. It should give you a pretty good idea of how the game plays out, as well as a cool sneak peek at the new Surakari Gun Boat, which I said will be available in October as part of the Surakari Fleet Packs. So with that, if you have any questions or comments about the game, or you want to try it out with a free starter kit, or if you want to buy a copy, head over to the game's website at Kalidasia.com. And while you're there, sign up for our mailing list so you can receive up-to-date information as it becomes available. Once again, I'm Jason. Thanks for watching.